I wanted to be like a singer, dancer, actress, magician. Singer, dancer, actor, magician, model. If you know what that's from, I F with you. I said his tits. His tits are huge.
Yeah, they are.
You don't have to bleep that out.
Sorry.
You don't have to bleep it out. Tits isn't a curse word. Take your birth control.
Okay, hate crush sounds like a bad way of phrasing it. But let's just say, like people you don't like, but you know you secretly kind of do, that kind of thing.
I feel like in New Jersey, you're like, I know, like what do you do? In New Jersey, your dream is to be a housewife.
So when I was a kid, I used to sing a lot. I don't know if this counts, but when I was in high school, a freshman, I went with my chorus group to Europe. So I kind of had to be a decent singer for that.
Tripping. No, stop. I was a really good tripper. Like you'd think I got paid to trip. Like I was so good. It was ironic because my mom actually put me in dance so that I could stop tripping. Didn't work. I still did a bunch of dance, but I still tripped all the time.
I mean, I did like musicals and stuff, but I was not like the star of any because everyone was a better singer than I was. I had smaller parts. Like in Hairspray, I was a dynamite. They sang, "Welcome to the 60s." I was in Hairspray and I was in Little Mermaid. I was a Mer's sister in Little Mermaid.
When I was in kindergarten, I went to a Catholic school from K through 8th grade. And in kindergarten, you can start doing like plays and stuff and whatnot. So I have been in Annie, High School Musical, Fiddler on the Roof. We also did this rendition of the 70s where I was like Diana Ross.
My dad is a supervisor on a construction site, but at the time I just thought he was a construction worker. So I was like, I want to be what my dad is. I want to be an architect. And then I was like 13, I was like, I want to be a marine biologist. And now I'm like, I want to make games. So somehow the thing I want to be has slowly gotten more and more childish as I've gotten older. I don't know why.
I wanted to be a ballerina. I know that's so like girly girl, but I literally danced from when I was 2 to when I was 19. And I wanted to do it like professionally. And I used to go to see the Christmas Spectacular in New York with my grandparents. And I would cry because I loved it so much and I wanted to be that. And now I'm a rugby player, so what does that tell you?
All the time, I'd just be like, I want to be a housewife. Like a real housewife of New Jersey or something. And then I also like just wanted to be famous. I mean, I still want to be famous in some way. So we'll see.
A Disney star. So I guess Shake It Up came out in 2009. And I remember I was so hurt because I couldn't dance better than Zendaya, but I could definitely dance better than Cece. And I was like, where were these open auditions? Because I could have been on Shake It Up. And I was so plain because Cece did the most basic moves. And I was like, I can do that too, okay? And it just made me so mad, and they had the worst outfits. I was like, I really could have made Shake It Up, like, poppin'. Now, I will never compare myself to Zendaya because we all know she's like a walking goddess. So I'll retreat on that one. But Bella Thorne, I don't care. I can dance better than that any day of the week.
First off, I wanted to be Shirley Temple. That was in like my theater phase. And then when I reached middle school, I wanted to be a doctor so badly. Like literally, like here's my face cropped into Meredith Grey. Don't know if you can see that. Love Daddy Shepherd. Literally, so in 6th grade, I thought I was gonna be like a world-class surgeon. I thought I was gonna get into Stanford. Got to high school, got my freshman year grades back, knew that Stanford wasn't an option anymore.
A lot. I had a lot of childhood injuries, and it's part of the reason why I'm so messed up now. So let's go down the laundry list. When I was like 5, I bumped the side of my head on the coffee table, and the scar's still there. I got a bead stuck up my nose when I was 6, I think. We had to go to the surgery room to pull it out. One time I was on my bike, and I don't know why, but somehow I managed to collide face first with someone's rear view window. That happened.
I used to share a room with my sister, And one time, my siblings were in the room making fun of me because I was the youngest, so everyone thought it was so funny. And I left the room in a huff, like I was really upset. And when I turned the corner, I tripped into a laundry basket. Like tripped, fell into it, hit my head on the wall. And that was really rough, which only made my siblings laugh harder, making me more upset. This one house we lived in, I was just like injury prone. So like I fell down the steps on my own accord, just tripping again, so good at it. Tripped down the steps and was at the bottom of the steps crying, and my grandma went to like pick me up and I was like, don't touch me, and I was being like a little brat. And that's normally how I reacted when I got injured.
I was really, really accident prone. I was like messing around with my next door neighbor, and we were running around a car and trying to like catch each other, and we both turned around and didn't know it. And like she was shorter than me at the time, and she was wearing like a bike helmet, so our heads collided. But since she was shorter, her helmet like hit me right in the eye, and I fractured my eye socket, and my eye was literally like this when I was like 5 years old. And people were like afraid of me in like kindergarten, like the kids like would like scream when I came to school because I was like, hey guys, but it was like purple and like the white of my eye was red.
Fun fact, never broken a bone. Knock on wood. I have, well, I don't know if you count it. I have fractured my left foot. Like I was swinging on the bars and I fell like straight down like that, and my foot cracked, which was really interesting. That hurt a lot. I've had like a double concussion at some point. That's when like I went to like a tournament for basketball and I got a concussion in one game, and then we played the game again, and then I got concussed that game as well. I think that's like about like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Like nothing, I'm not like nothing really ever happens. I was kind of safe as a kid.
When I was in 3rd grade and 4th grade, there were these 2 girls I hated, but I'm pretty sure I loved them secretly. I just didn't realize it. Because you know how like 3rd grade boys be, they be angsty sometimes. Like, I don't like you because you're pretty.
When I was older, Nick Jonas all the way, obviously. All the Jonas Brothers. Thought Kevin was gay, not gonna lie. Joe didn't like the hair. Don't like the hair. I'm glad he got that taken care of. It was like the Bieber hair before Bieber was a thing, but like he thought he was cooler. No, sorry Joe. Nick, yes. The curly hair, he was closer to my age. Yes, I used to like fight my sister over him, like Joe. Nick Jonas all the way. And now, you know, he's married to Priyanka, but I'm better clearly.
My first ever like real crush, I don't even remember it, just from what my mom tells me. I apparently used to get books of Lance Bass and like kiss them when I was like 3, and like now he's gay, so that's not an option. And then second crush of Nick Jonas. I mean, like Jonas Brothers, lived for them. He just got married, so that's not an option. Then moved on to the whole Bieber phase, swore I was gonna be the one less lonely girl at his concert. Now he's married.
But when I was in 6th grade, I was introduced to the man I will always love, Justin Bieber. That will forever be my man. I cried when he got engaged to Haley, and then like a couple weeks ago, like literally like 2 weeks ago, Haley changed her freaking name to Haley Bieber. I paid for her ring, okay? My 5th row seats to Justin Bieber were not cheap. I paid for that ring, and no one can tell me different. I've seen him 4 times in a row, okay? I saw him 6 days apart, okay? I went to Florida, turned my ass back around, and saw him in North Carolina. I paid for that ring. Love Haley, but I paid for that ring.
Oh, Cheetah Girls. What's his face with the long blonde hair? I don't know. He, a god, literally so fine. Then like Zac Efron came out and like, daddy. His name was Derek. Derek from the Cheetah Girls. You're fine. I hope you're doing great as well, sweetie. Like, thank you. And then the weirdest thing, I had a really like Step Up came out. I don't know when, but Channing Tatum, like, I was the only person like as my like age group that had a really big thing for Channing. Like, Channing Tatum was like, he recently got separated, and I was like, wow, this is God giving me a sign. Like, it's fantastic.